Hello and welcome to the show. Today's episode is going to be the final summary from the Brunch and Bond sessions. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, after you're done listening to this, skip back 4, 5, maybe 6 episodes, and you'll be caught up to speed about who Brunch and Bond are, or rather, what Brunch and Bond is. It's a ladies' business, professional, and business networking group. Let's see. The event that we had, who were the people that were there, the sorts of things that we discussed, the wonderful things that came up in Q&A, all those sorts of things. This is going to be a summary of what the second speaker spoke about. And she spoke about customer retention strategies, while I spoke about having the perfect sales process and also how to inspire your employees to sell for you. That's for those of you who have employees. Even if you don't have employees, but once in a while your husband helps you sell, your children help you sell, your wife helps you sell, your mom, your family members, your church people, your neighbors, whoever. You have someone selling for you in your business, then you will find that episode handy. So those are the sorts of things that we've been going over for the past week or so. And then today, we're going to look at Coach Jugo's bit. Sorry, Ojiugo. That's Ojiugo. I've always called it Jugo. And anyway, so she had to correct me that I've been pronouncing the name wrong. So, just in case I forget, I might as well mention it here. After you're done listening to this episode, you want to know some more about Coach Ojiugo and see the wonderful stuff that she has to offer. Because I think right now she's doing a, mid-year review where, okay, well, I don't know if it's a free thing or it's a pay thing, but I saw on her Instagram handle they're doing some mid-year review. So where are you right now in your business? What have you done that worked? What needs improving on? Stuff like that. So I think that's the current thing that they're working on. So it's Coach Ojiugo. And that's on Instagram at Coach, Coach, then the underscore sign. That's the dash sign, but not the dash one that's at the bottom. So Coach underscored Ojiugo, Ojiugo. So, yeah, so just hook up with her on Instagram. Tell her that your boy Tabishima sent you. And hopefully you get to learn lots of good stuff from her. Now, this is the first time that I'm having to make a podcast recording off of someone else's presentation. So I have some of her notes here with me because I took, we exchanged notes afterwards. Well, okay, I didn't make any notes, so I took her notes afterwards just so I could share here on the podcast because I didn't have an audio recorder to record her own part of the session. But bottom line, from listening to this and the previous 4 or 5 episodes, or is it 5, 6 episodes, I hope you guys are going to be able to get a good sense of what we did at Brunch and Bond, and also to realize why female professional and business networking is a good idea. If you happen to be a female entrepreneur or self-employed person listening to the show, even if you're not an entrepreneur yet, you're in full-time employment, you're hoping to take the leap sometime soon, it's a good idea to hang out with like-minded people. So let's get straight to the show. Yeah, I must say it was an impactful session. There was a lot that was really crammed in there. So let's just see how much we can get into. Yeah, let's just see how much we can get into. So customer retention. Well, she defined customer retention as the ability to keep your company. To keep your customers. Yeah, keep your customers engaged and buying from you over a long period of time. Well, I can't fault that definition. And the reason why she says customer retention is important are some of the things that we've already explored on this podcast before. Revenue and profitability, that's number one. Your cash flow improves because you're getting a repeatable income. You know, someone buys from you last month, they buy this month, they buy the next month. You can expect that they're going to buy throughout the whole year. That's revenue that you can bank on. So repeat business increases profitability. There's also customer lifetime value because loyal customers make larger purchases, refer new people, that sort of thing. So basically, it's a naira and kobo thing. It's a dollar and cents thing. It's a pound and pennies, or is it pounds and pence thing. The reason why we should worry about repeat business referrals, customer retention, those sorts of things is because it makes financial sense. Also, because folks that we have coming back again and again become brand advocates, and they are the tip of the spear when it comes to our word of mouth marketing. So that's why these things are important. And they build a competitive edge for the business. The reason why it's a competitive edge is not because it helps you to differentiate yourself in the market per se, But think of it more as like a competitive moat. Yes, let me put it that way. These are the sort of things that are going to stop your profits leaving because you have lots of people who are rooting for your business, who love doing business with you, and who are loyal customers. So let's see what else. Okay, another benefit that she gave for retaining your customers is that it allows you to get to continuously improve your business, because the folks who hang around, they give us lots of feedback. Because you build relationships, you establish rapport, you're able to have frank conversations with them. You're able to say, "Look, Chief, you're my guy. I've been servicing your account for the last 5 years. Blah blah blah. I can tell that something is wrong. So, Chief, just let me know. Let me know what's up. Like what's happening. Or I've seen someone in the what's it called, in the fashion business do that before. They say, CC, CC, we've been handling your business for a very long time. The way you're squeezing your face, I can tell that one of my boys did something. What did he do? Just tell me, ma, and we'll handle it. So you have that kind of relationship. You're going to be able to get good feedback. You're going to be able to improve over time. One thing that Coach Jugos went into was metrics, so that you can know. Sorry, excuse me. So metrics, so that you can know how well you're doing. So forgive me for coughing. It's just that time of the year. The kids happen to be down with colds, and just after we went through my 8-year-old and then my 4-year-old, now my wife is down with a cold, and it looks like they are conspiring to make sure that I come down with a cold as well. But so far, I'm resisting, and I'm well for now. So where are we? Okay, yeah. So she went through some metrics that you should look to be sure that your retention is on point, that you're not losing customers, and you don't know. That's because Coach Jugos also has a background in systems, information systems, business systems, those sorts of things. So basically, she's a tech and analytical person. So it wasn't a surprise that she excuse me, that she started going into metrics and all that. So the metrics that she went through, was the repeat purchase rate. That's the percentage of customers who make repeat purchases, who buy and buy again within a specific time frame, whether it's a quarter, stuff like that. I'm not going to go into any specifics. If you're interested in those sorts of things, then you're going to get the technical lowdown from Coach Jugos when you hook up with her. Then she also went through the customer churn rate. That's the percentage of customers who stop making purchases. Although the way that I define churn rate over here on my own podcast is the number of customers that fall away over time. I'm not going to go into technical details. You want more technical details? When you go Jugos, hit her up, ask her the questions, and she'll tell you how to calculate that for your business. And then the customer lifetime value, that's the total revenue that is generated by a customer over the entire relationship with the business. Or the way that I like to put it over here on the podcast, customer lifetime value is how much money you can expect to get from a customer for their lifetime, rather than paying attention to the money that you're getting now, which is a short-sighted way of doing business that some people fall into. You're doing business with a customer and you're worried about getting the 100 naira now, and you're not worried about burning the relationship, even though if you think about it, strictly speaking, instead of getting 100 naira now and then that's the end of the thing, you're better off getting 100 naira now, and the person comes back next month and the month after and the month after. And so customer lifetime value is, let's say on average, people spend 5 years with you. It's 100 naira purchase. Instead of having somebody just buy 100 naira now and leave, I mean, most people will just assume it's $100. So please just buy and get away from here. After all, you're not spending serious money with me. But if you look at it the other way, a person leaving or going represents that 100 naira multiplied by 12, which is 1,200 for a year. And if the person and people on average spend 5 years with you, that's 1,002 divided by, sorry, not divided by 1,002 multiplied by 5. That should be, what should that be? Is that 7,006 or something? Anyway, I'm not good at math. Let me not betray my lack of math skills here. But anyway, you get the point. So even for those of you who have low ticket items, somebody comes and buys a slipper from you. They buy a bathroom slipper now. Don't just be flippant with that customer because the person only bought a bathroom slipper worth $100. Okay, no, slippers haven't been $100 in a while. How much are slippers now? Okay, let me just guess that bathroom slippers. Let me guess that maybe it must be like $500. I'm not sure how much it is because I just steal my bathroom slippers from my mom whenever she visits, or from my wife. So I don't bother going to go and buy bathroom slippers. So anyway, you get the point. So it's not the small money; it's the small money multiplied by the number of times that they purchase in the week, the month, and blah blah blah. So how do you get these numbers? She says you can get them from your POS, your bank reports, your receipts, and I'm very very happy that she went into all of that because I agree, and it's something that can be done quite easily. I mean, even if you just check your what's it called, your WhatsApp, all those WhatsApp messages. Oh, payment received. Thank you very much. Even if all you do is you send those messages, that's enough to get you a sense of how much people bought, who has been buying, how frequently, things like that. So those are simple ways that you can get data. You don't have to employ a full-time, what are they called, tech person, website person, accounting person to get all of this information. Then she spoke about strategies for improving lifetime customer value. That's getting people to stick with you today, tomorrow, next year, and a couple of years to come. And she said you can try out subscription or membership programs. And then there were some freestyling sessions with some of the ladies there. I think particularly with the people who are into beauty and skincare, because we had about 4 or 5 members of the cohort at Brunch and Bond that were into beauty and skincare. So they started discussing some subscription alternatives. The lady in the medical, well, she didn't ask much questions when it came to subscription, and that's because I assume that for medical people, they already have this whole subscription thing sorted out. Like when my wife and I were on antenatal, or is it prenatal? The one that you do while you guys are pregnant. So we've done it for both our kids. You show up, and it's like you can pay 10,000 naira for consultation now, or you can pay 100 grand for X number of consultation and X number of scans throughout the period of the pregnancy up until the 3rd month of birth or something like that. So hospitals put together those sorts of packages where if you look at it and you come in and pay consultation, 5K or 10K for this month, you come twice a month, blah blah blah. You just run the math and like, okay, if we're going to do this thing single, we'll go one visit. We're going to end up spending 200K by the time the baby is born. But with this package that they're putting together, we're only going to spend 120K or 130 grand or something like that. So those sorts of things. So hospital people, they already do this subscription and membership thing. So they explore some ideas for people in the beauty and skincare space, how you can do subscription or membership programs. You're interested in seeing if those sorts of things apply to your business. When you hit up Coach Ojiugo's, be sure to ask those sorts of questions. Then she also spoke about upselling, cross-selling, downselling. I'm not going to go into details on that because we are close to the 15-minute mark and I don't want this to be a 30-minute episode. But basically, upselling, cross-selling, downselling, these cover situations where somebody buys a product at a certain price, but the person might need another product to bring the best value out of it. And so you get them to buy that other thing as well. So in other words, instead of selling one product for 5 naira, you get the person to buy 2 products, one product for 5 naira, another product for 3. At the end of the day, the total value of what you sold has gone up to 8. So that's the whole thing. And then upselling, to get a much more expensive item, downselling a cheaper a cheaper item, and somebody asked, why in the world would you want to do downselling? And so, as the sales specialist, I had to chime in at that point to say that downselling is very useful because sometimes it can help you to increase the volume of the sale and you might end up making more money. So instead of getting one person to buy something that is worth $100 and that's all the person buys, you get the person to buy something that is worth $20 and you get him to buy 10 of them. And then at the end of the day, the person has spent 200 naira instead of 100 naira, which he was able to sell, which is what he was willing to buy, he or she was willing to buy. But the chief benefit that I brought to the crowd was downselling actually is a good way to establish trust because the average person, especially in the Nigerian context, expects to be ripped off. So if the person comes to you saying that I want this, this, and that, and the person asks you a couple of questions, the salesperson asks you a couple of questions and says, look, madam, I understand that what you want to buy is you want to buy this LG machine, blah, 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 blah. And you want to buy the one that is 9 liters and everything. But ma, truly, 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 I say unto thee, because it's just you and your husband and 2 children, you do not need to buy the 9 liters, ma. Just buy the one that is 2 liters. The price difference is 400K. The difference between this and that is 400K. You'll get to save yourself 400K. And besides, you'll be buying a washing machine that has too much You'll be buying a washing machine that you're never going to be able to use its full capacity. So just save yourself some money. So, in most contexts, especially in the Nigerian context, the person is going to walk away thinking, wow, the people in this store are full of integrity because I came here willing to spend 800,000 to buy a washing machine, the best that I thought was the best. But they have been able to show me that I didn't need to spend that 800,000. That 800,000 one would have been much more better for hotels or whatever, and that I should just go and buy the one that costs only 400k because that is what will be enough for me and for my family. These people are trustworthy people. Whenever it comes to buying electronics or washing machines, I'm always going to come here first because I can expect that they will tell me the truth. So that's those are some of the benefits. Then Coach Jugos went into personalized loyalty programs, creating gifts for people who've done business with you in the past. The whole goal of gifting campaigns is to make sure that people remain with you over the long haul. And when it came to creative ideas for customer retention, Coach Jugos went into stuff about AI to improve your follow-up, chatbots, stuff like that. Some things that I see sense in, I don't quite agree with the execution that folks were talking about when it came to the application. But there are future episodes where we can talk about those sorts of things. I think I've already made, yes, I have already made episodes where last year I went into how to handle automation over on WhatsApp and how to use that to enhance your sales process. So, excuse me. So yes, I have spoken about some of those things in the past. Then she had recommendations for tools that will help in customer retention. So if you're really into the tech side, into apps and chatbots and stuff like that, Coach Jugos is your gal. She's going to hook you guys up. What else? She went into marketing automation, things to help you send your emails out to people on your mail list. She went into social media management tools, platforms like Hootsuite. Okay, Hootsuite, I think that's old. Buffer, Sprout Social, blah, 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 things like that. Schedule your posts. Because there was a lady there in the skincare business who used to post up to 20 times a day. For me, I only post about 4 times a day on LinkedIn. Let's see what else. So, social media management tools, how to come up with referral programs, how to manage them, and things like that. So, those are the sorts of things that we played around with when we handled Coach Jugo's session. So, if this is your first time of listening to this, you can see that this was a real impactful session because this is all what we covered under one coach, one consultant. And then, if you go back 4 or 5 episodes, 4 to 6 episodes more like, you're going to see all the wonderful things that we spoke about while it was my own session. So if there's anything here that you like what you heard, reach out to Coach Ojiugo on Instagram, and it's Coach COACH underscored, and the spelling is Ojiugo. That's for those of you who are like me, who've been going around from primary school through secondary school and university, just calling these people Jugos. So it's not Jugos, it's Ojiugo. Ojiugo. So that's all for today. Thanks for your time and attention. I'll catch you guys at the next episode. And remember, I'm going to be relaunching my paid WhatsApp group soon. Details details for that are going to follow shortly. And then stuff we'll have to look forward to. There's also going to be a SMEDAN event. That's a small and medium scale development authority of Nigeria. I can't remember. Anyway, but basically, SMEDAN, funding for SMEs. And there's a program that's coming up on the 3rd of July. Yeah, 3rd of July. So there's me and a bunch of other trainers and consultants who are talking about different things. Of course, your boy, that's me, we're going to be talking about matters that are sales related. And the whole goal at the end of the day is that people who pass through the program should be able to make a pitch to SMEDAN to get funding for their businesses. So those are some of the things that we have to look forward to on the calendar, some of the much more formal stuff. And now that we're done with the bunch and brand issues, for tomorrow's episode, if I can make a recording tomorrow, we'll go back to the list of questions that we had before we hit Brunch and Bond. So for those of you who've been along for the ride, I hope you've had fun, and I hope you are fully convinced that female business networking is a thing, and it's a worthy way to spend your time, invest your time, and invest your money. So thanks for listening. I'll catch you guys at the next episode.